He let the tape drift as he reached for his regulator dial. What a fool he was, he thought, to starve his lungs. He turned the dial to emergency maximum and gulped precious liters of oxygen-helium mixture. The gauge showed a store of the gas which might possibly be enough to last him, if nothing else went wrong, perhaps 10 minutes. The pencil flash mercifully still rested in a fold of his shoulder joint fabric. The insulation tape floated near his waist. He grabbed it and stowed it between his knee and the brace, then reached once again for the wiring. This time the splice went on without a hitch. He pinched the splice lug and taped the whole works feverishly. It was done. He had won. The trip back should take only a couple of minutes. Replacing the wire cutters in his kit, he held the pencil flash before him and started retracing his route. He passed the 12 o'clock brace, pinned it in place again, and saw one of his tools floating to the right of his head. He gathered it in and swept his tiny flash around in search of other jetsam from his tool kit. He collected a wrench and the skittish flashlight, started toward the last brace between him and the ladder, and felt his legs go limp. He wasn't particularly alarmed about it. His arms and vision failed him too, but his brain hadn't enough incoming oxygen to care much one way or the other. The few remaining feet seemed to lengthen into a sewer-like passageway, then vanished, as did all else, as his perceptions died. McNamara was not the sort to wonder about heaven or hell when he first awoke. He saw a faintly rounded ceiling, a soft yellow tint accentuating its featurelessness. "How the devil," he began. His voice failed him. "Hi, Mac." Logan's beaming face loomed over him. "You rugged character, you. Cold as a pickle an hour ago, and already you're asking silly questions." He held up his hand as Mac started to speak. "I hear you thinking. How the devil did I get here, and where is here? In reverse order. This is the most comfortable berth in the Donuts facilities, and you got here courtesy of one Johnny Ruiz. Myself, I wouldn't have taken the trouble." Mac grinned back at his pilot and cleared his throat. "Well, where is he? I want to shake his hand or give him half my kingdom or something. You know Johnny, the shy type. He'll be along after a while. You know, I think he kinda likes you. When you quit transmitting out there, Johnny was like a cat on a hot skillet. Finally decided to go back and have a look for himself. But I told him you probably had a hot game of solitaire going. Anyway, he went back and found you asleep on the job, and lost a good 10 pounds getting your fat carcass through the airlock." That was a job that must have taxed both Ruiz and Logan, but Mac held his silence. "And that was about the size of it. Valier's parked outside with some of the boys, good as ever. Come on, we'll sop up some coffee." Mac swung himself up to a sitting position and realized dizzily that he was mother naked. His ribs felt pulverized. "You guys sure mauled me up," he said accusingly. "Unavoidable, my dear grease monkey. You needed a little artificial respiration. I never was too good at that." "Well, whoever did the job rates a prize of some sort," Mac answered. "But my ribs tell me he had more enthusiasm than practice." Logan smiled his old familiar smile, relieved to find his engineer in joking spirits. "The credit again goes to Johnny. But," he added, "try not to be too hard on him. Try giving artificial respiration to a big lump like yourself sometime without any gravity." Mac digested this tidbit as he pulled on a fresh pair of coveralls. "Okay," he said, standing on the Fomex floor. "How did he do it?" "Strapped you into your couch face down and locked his legs around it. I didn't dare apply any G's. Come on," he finished. "You've managed to upset every timetable in the project. Johnny's shaking like a leaf, or was when I left him. A bulb of coffee will do us both a world of good." "I'm sold," Mac grunted, zipping up a flight boot. "But there's something I'd like to do first chance I get." "Which is?" "Which is jettison every last strip of tape I have in Valier. I tell you, Logan," he went on as they entered the recreation bar, "you'll never know how degrading it is to hear useless, insipid information offered to you when you're in a tight spot, knowing full well the voice is your own." End of Tight Squeeze by Dean Ing.